Hey, what's up, guys? It's Theo from Fino Concept. So, those of you who have been on the Tinder app for a while, you notice that anytime you get a match with someone, there's this nice, cool design that pops up. Today, we are going to attempt to create it in Adobe Photoshop. So, let's just get started. Welcome to Fino Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up application. For this show, I'm using Photoshop CC 2019 as always, and this is the image I'm going to be using for the background. Now the important thing here is the font you are going to be using. In my case, I'm using the Gotham Black, and I'm going to type in the text like it's Match. Now the upper text is obviously going to be much smaller, so I think 72 for the upper text is okay. So go into window and click on character. It will just pop up here, and make sure that it is set to all caps, so that is going to have it like so. I'm also going to center this text, so I'll place something somewhere around here should be just fine. Now you can use any color you want. I think picking a red color is going to make this appear a lot nicer on the dress, so I'm just going with a red color, not too reddish. I think something like this should be just okay. So let me change a few things. I'll make this much smaller, so about 36, and this is going to be much bigger, about 200. Wow, about 150. Okay, I think 150 is okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll highlight the bottom one, that is the one we are most interested in. Right click and go to copy, and before that, you know what, let me just cut it out of this. So hold down Ctrl and press R to bring up the rulers, and I'll have it centered like so. I think somewhere around here should be just fine, and I'll paste this also in here like so. I think around this area is good. So we are going to create a duplicate of this. But before that, let's make this an italics. I think something like this is okay, and do the exact same thing for this also. So italics, and position this at the top, somewhere around here should be just fine. Now I want this color to pop a little bit, so I'll select the background, go into the adjustment panel and click on gradient, so I can have a white gradient on top like this. Not as solid as what I have now. And I'll just click on okay. So I'm going to rasterize this so that I can play around the gradient. So right click and go to rasterize layer, and this time around I'll be able to move this up and down or deform it however I want it. So I can place this somewhere around here and think that place is okay. It appears this thing is not centered, so let me just place this at the center and place my text also at the center like so. Alright, so for the bottom one, or the main text, we're going to be creating a duplicate of it. So Ctrl J, or just click and drag onto the new layer icon right here, and I'll bring this down like so. I'm going to reposition this in a second. I will explain to you why. So once we have this, go up here where we have the fill and turn it down all the way to 0. Now it's going to vanish because there's no fill color. Now with the text still active, go into FX and click on stroke. Now over here in stroke, we are going to change a few things. Make sure that the color is the exact same color as the font we use, so here should be fine, and I'll click on OK. And I'll reduce the size to about I think 5 should be just fine, and I'll click on OK. So once I am done with this, I'm actually going to rasterize this. So right click and go to rasterize layer style instead of rasterize type. I want to merge all the layer style and everything together, and I'll go ahead and use the rectangular marquee tool to create a selection around the top. So probably about halfway is okay, and I'll just delete the top, so I don't need it, using delete on my keyboard. So once we have this, use the move tool and bring it somewhere around here, and try to move it to the left a little bit. So I think something like this should be, yeah, something like this is fine. And I'll create a duplicate again, Ctrl J, and I'll place the second one somewhere around here. Now for the second one, I'm just going to reduce the opacity to about 50. So in case you want to turn it down again, you can also create another duplicate. This time around the opacity is going way low, so about 10 or probably 20 should be just fine. So if I zoom out, this is what we have, a nice looking effect. So at any point in time, if you want to change the colors, you can just select any of them, go into FX and click on color overlay. It's much better to use brighter colors like let's say this greenish color over here. Now click on OK. So I'll right click, go to copy layer style. I'll select all of the other colors, right click and go to paste layer style, which should be somewhere here, and it's just going to paste it on top. So I think this looks quite nice for me. It makes your text pop a little bit more. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch more of our videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Film Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.